Good morning, welcome to Just So Sherry. I'm Just So Sherry here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello, it's that time of year. Welcome to the WIP Parade. Yeah, it's that one. Oh, getting whipped twice. Well, you know, hey, don't knock it till you've tried it. So, today is I was getting too excited with all my whips. I don't know what. It's the 6th of January 2025. Yeah. I'm not even going to say it. Because I know you're all thinking it. So yeah, I decided to do a WIP parade mainly because I'm of the great belief, it works for me, tidy house, tidy mind. And I just felt like I was in a mess. I was just firing off here, there and everywhere, getting new starts because I didn't know what to start, and because I like the shiny things, and then feeling really overwhelmed because I'm like, I know I've got loads of whips, and shutting the cupboard again on top of the loads of whips, and then starting new things like, oh, I need a red stitch, or I need a quaker stitch, forgetting that I've got like 17 of the original kind of stitches. So basically I've tried to do it. No, the aim is to do it to organise me. I'm not very good at being organised, as we know. I'm a fly by the seat of me pants kind of girl, as we know. It's all about the pants. The pants are still there. The big girls' pants, they're still there. Because I still need them pretty much every time. I got all my whips out and I've organised them into piles. And then I realised I needed something. Something very, very, very strong to handle it. Now don't tell me sponsor. Oh, I'm on the hard stuff. I'm on the hard stuff. It's not even a little one. It's not a medium one. It's a bloody big one. Because I think I'm going to need it. Whisper in your ear, you might need one too. My friends were gonna take bets, that was it. And then one of them went, hey, put your money where your mouth is. Let's have a sweepstake as to how long it's going to be. I did put a note out on my community tab, which I'm just getting to grips with, to say, did you want one long one or separated into segments? The overwhelming consensus was separate, to do one long one. So I'm going to do that. But within that, I have separated them within segments. So I have got, for your viewing pleasure today, what I would call normal ones, staple ones that you can do any time of the year. That includes quakers, samplers, red stitches, all that sort of jazz. I have got a Christmas pile. I've got a rather large Halloween pile with 1 or 2 autumn in there. And I've got a winter pile. Is that all I've got? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have got another little pile, which are my very, very recent, very new starts. So those that watch me regularly, you won't need to watch that bit because you've probably already seen it anyway. I feel a bit discombobulated because I'm not doing my normal stuff. What I should say is welcome, and that should have been said at the very beginning. I'm not very good at this. I'm not very professional. Flue tuber. Yep, I'm a flue tuber again. Floss tuber and YouTuber was mushed together there. Mush is a technical word. Don't worry if you've never heard of it. I usually use the word smoosh, but we're getting into mush this season. And to be honest, I think mush is kind of where the whole country is at the moment. Everybody has got snow, apart from me. I love snow. We had a little bit, because I get up really, really early. Yesterday morning, it was snowing at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was lovely. It was lovely watching it. It was all gone by 8, but we're just getting a ton of rain now. It's just miserable, and it's going to be one of those days that never gets light. It's really, really dark. So no pretty sunrises for you this morning, I'm afraid. If it gets light, we'll be lucky. That's about as far as we are. But I know the guys over in the US as well. I think I read a thing that said 60 million people are under weather warnings in the US. So I hope you're all okay and staying safe. Check on each other, check on your neighbours. Yeah. We can do. We went through 2020, guys. We can do anything. We can do anything. So let's make a start. I showed you my big drink, didn't I? I'm getting excited already. So if I speed up as I go, it's because the Red Bull's kicking in. So we could have this done in half an hour. The other thing I wanted to say actually is, when I said I want to get organised, I do as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in. I've got an Excel spreadsheet open, so I'm just going to pop in the names of everything as I go. I think we'll see how it goes. If it means that it's reckoned for use, then I'll stop doing it. But we'll see how it goes. Let's make a start. Do you want to know how many I've got? I mean, I counted them. But that's not to say there aren't 2 or 3 in the same bag. I counted 73. 73 whips. Time to get some of these whips into my finish pile. So we will start with a little one. And this is... Who's it by? Textile Heritage, and it is the Tartan Thistles and Needle Case. I am Scottish, even though my accent is English, and this is my very poor start, and this has been on the go 10 months. I started this in March. I started it in March, so poor. And it was one of these where I saw it, I needed to have it because I need to stitch it to sweet. This is as far as I got. This is done on wisteria that I got from Lakeside Needlecraft, which was one of the fabrics of the month this year. And I got that lovely little needle minder from my friend Adita at one of the Gloss Friends retreats that I saw her at. Don't ask me where it's from. She tried to tell me, and she did all the really nice things, and of course it went in one ear and out the other. Sorry, Dita. I could do with remembering though. It would be quite nice if you want to tell us again. Maybe I'll listen this time. Maybe I'll write it down. Maybe I'll start off great and it won't go very far. So, floss tube number 2. Whip number 2 is, these are my boys. Have I not got? Oh, we're starting off great already. I haven't got a picture of them. This is a Bothy Threads, and it is called... Oh, Sherry, have we in, man? So, yeah. Feline Good cross stitch. Feline Good cross stitch. And it is 2 two kitty cats with their tails wrapped around each other. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will find a picture and I will insert it somewhere, somehow. I might have to get in touch with the dog because she knows all things like cross-stitch Jess. She's really good at that stuff as well. I started this probably, my boys are coming up to 5, so I would have started this about 4 years ago maybe. And it was really confetti heavy and I just got fed up. And I think it'll be lovely because I've got two, they're called tabbies? Yes, they're called, I've got 2 tabby cats, 2 silver tabbies, Gem and Scout. So I thought that would be nice to have for them. So that was number 2. Have I put, hang on, I haven't put it in me doodah. Right, I'm just going to put tabby cats. Move. Tabby cats. And then move on to number 3. Number 3 is it's a recent one. Will it be a finished one day? Don't know. It's a sal from Historical Sampler Company. I don't know whether the next part's due out today actually. It might be, but I've done really quite well on this. I'm quite chuffed with myself. They did gift it to me. And look where I am. I mean, I'm only meant to have done the first part, so I'm there. The only thing I haven't done yet, I don't know if, yeah, I finished the roof. I just need to do a little bit in here and then start a little bit of the house, and that'll be me totally caught up. Well, no, there's a few little triangles here and here, but I think I'm finished. I think I'm finished. And you get that lovely little out. So I got the gift box off them, which was really, really lovely. And they always, I've said this before and I'll say it again, the stuff is just top quality. So I got you get the bag, Happiness is Homemade, Nudge hoop, needle minder, threads. You always get the threads. They're pre-sorted and you always get loads of them, and there's more than enough to do the thing. And the sweet little owl needle minder. So that is number 3. I'm flying, girls. Whoever put the lowest number of minutes in is looking good. Right, hang on, because this is where it's going to get, so I'm just going to put Owl Sal for that. And you can still get that from Historical Sampler Company. Next one is a fairly recent one as well. It is Blackbird Stocking, Lovers in the Air. So this is February, so these are going to be my monthly stitches for 2025. So I've done January, yes I have done it, and yes I have finished it. So it's not in my WIP piles. I've even gone back and finished the bit that I thought, because if you're new to me, things are kind of finished when I say they're finished, usually. And then you lovely people go, you haven't done that one, and you haven't done this bit, and Sherry, you might want to go back and just have a look at this. And I'm like, oh God. So yes, that was this is finished. Oh no, it's not. But it is now. So I'm on to February, and this is as far as I am with February. So I'm doing the violets one. wonder what it's called. I think it's got a name. February's Violet. So there's 3 of them in these, and I'm picking the one that I like the most to do first. I may well backtrack and do one or even all of them, but I'm just putting, so I'm doing this one, the violets one. So that was that. Do you know what? I haven't even told you what I'm doing anything on. I thought I was flying through them quickly. Okay, right, get that in my box. I'm doing this on 36 count parchment with all the called for, which are all the over dies, and I'm doing it 1/2. So that is that one. I'm not going to backtrack through them. The bothy is on the cats is on the whatever was sent because it was a kit, and the owl sal is on 32 count linen, which was included as well. I should have put. So love stocking for that one. And this one, right, where's me? No, that'll have to wait. I can't find the, I don't know what I've done with it. Never mind, right. I don't know why that's in, because it's not. It's going well here, isn't it? It's going really well. This one, I love this. And there's a new one that she's just brought out that I'm itching to get my hands on as well. But I'm kind of, this is why I'm doing this, it's to have a look at my WIPs, have a look where I am and see how organised. So this is my Blessing Sampler 2025 by Chris the Camping Stitcher. And as I said, I was getting really overwhelmed, so I needed something. I'd like to do a Blessing Sampler, but there's no way I could face another actual sampler, because when you see the ones I've got no business starting another one. Let's have a look at that. And this is where I am. You can't see it very well on there, but it actually does show up pretty well in the real world. I'm doing it with Cottage Garden threads in Papa. Some of you might recognise the ring bling. If you know, you know. And it's specifically as to why it's called, why I've used it with me Blessing Sampler. I am doing it on this. I think I counted it. Did I count this one? And it's either, I can't remember if it's a 32 or a 36. I thought it was a tighter weave, but it's not. It's a 32 or a 36. This is a piece of fabric. Now, I either got from Linda Haddon of the Sampler Guild. I suspect I got it off her at, I can't remember which. It was one of the retreats that I saw her at. Maybe one of the Floss Friends retreats. Actually, it might not have been. It might be in the Big Stitch. I can't remember. But Linda's usually got some really cool fabrics on the go. So if you want anything, just give Linda a shout. And the Sampler Guild is well worth joining. They have a meeting every week, every Wednesday. I tend not to go on it because it's my bedtime. but every week we'll get a readout and we'll get there's a lot of really knowledgeable people in the sampler world go. So we get a lot of history and a lot of books that people are reading, samplers that they've been looking at, stuff they've been researching. We get all of that. So it's really interesting. So if samplers are your thing, it's well worth a dive into the Sampler Guild, without a doubt. So that is a fabric that I got off Linda, and I'm doing it 1/2. I think it must be a 36 count because I'm doing it 1/2 and it looks nice. And I got my cottage garden threads off Token Dog Stitchery, of which I've got a few there. And the cottage garden threads, they're from an Australian mum and daughter. I think it's mum and daughter. But there's not a huge amount of patterns charted with them yet, but they're lovely. They are so lovely. I'll grab them. And you can see there, can you see the variegation? Especially these ones. So they are cottage garden threads, so I tend to, well, I'm trying to use them for monochrome stitches and things that I think will lend well to a monochrome stitch, basically. Okay, blessing sampler. Let's get you written down, Chris. Okay. Next one was one of my 24 and 24. It's still a WIP. So that was a big fat fail. My 24 and 24 I used as 24 starts and finishes in 2024. As you can see, that didn't work. So this is December Quaker by From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. And I did the months of these. I mean, this is pathetic. That's the start. So what I did was, and what I did this year, but I mean, we'll talk about that when I get to my floss tube, but I used the monthly stitches that I was going to do in 24 as my 12 and 12 on New Year's Eve. And by the time I got to December, obviously I'd been sort of stitching and starting and doing all the good things, but I'd been doing it for 12 hours. I was tired. I was very tired. So I literally put a few stitches in. So it was a lick and a promise. But the promise never really materialised. Now, funnily enough, now this is done on 22 count hard hanger with the DMC that are called for. She does chart them with over dies, but I just did them with they're charted with over dies, Classic Colour Works and DMC. So I've just used the DMC conversion. And I wanted to say as well, because I said it was in a group somewhere, I'd said about having a lick and a promise, and someone was like, what what is that, Sherry? What is it, a lick and a promise? And so if you don't know, it is what we used to call a very quick wash. So you'd have sometimes it used to be called an army wash as well. So you'd have your flannel, your face cloth, and you'd do your face, and then you'd squish your underarms and the bits that get really particularly sweaty, and then on your way. So it was just a quick lick and a promise to have a proper bath or a proper shower. To be fair, we didn't have showers back in the day. We just had you had a bath or a lick and a promise, pretty much. That was it. And who can remember bath night? Everyone's shouting, Sunday night! Yeah, Sunday night was bath night. And hair washed night. Wednesday night was the other bath night. But we didn't get our hair washed generally on a Wednesday. It was a once a week kind of do you know, I forget. I'm actually quite, well, I've been here half a century. This is one of my favourite WIPs. Hang on a second, I didn't put me. We'll just see how far this goes before I start to put the whole lot. Forget the whole lot, I should say. Jacob, my modern folk embroidery, the rosebush sampler. I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it. And these are the ones that, because I've put some of these away, you see, for over the Christmas period as well, because I was doing mainly just seasonal. So I've put a lot of them away, so this is going to give us a chance to have a look at what I want to get back out again. And this is usually, when I say this, I usually fall in love all over again. Isn't that lovely? That rose. That rose in the middle. She's a beauty. So I'm doing this on 36 count parchment. I'm doing it with DMC. And it is the called for. Let's have a look, see what he's put in. What's our Jacob said? Because, do you know, he's a pest. Some of the other ones, he just puts in, do what you want. No, Jacob, I need instructions. I need strict instructions. Because me flying by the seat of me pants with stitching is kind of a little bit, yeah, because we'll see how many are UFO as well. Yes, it's just chartered for DMC. So he has said as well, I recommend checking out the flosses by Roxy Floss Co. in Canada. And what he's also put is, let me have a look, see if I can do this without, because it's a bit of a pattern. You see here, so he's put the DMC, but then he's actually put what colour they are. So if you're feeling professional, not like me, you can just pick your own. And to be fair, I think this would look stunning done in over dyes, I really do. But I'm not as, don't call my carousel box to the, no. So yeah, 36 count parchment with 1/2, which is my go-to. I like me 1 threads. I don't like stitching with 2 threads because they just don't lie properly. It's not too bad, if I'm honest, as I've found generally, because they've got a nice open weave so that the threads come through and lie without being squished too much. But yeah, I've discovered quite quickly that I am a 1 thread kind of girl. Okay, let me put this down and I will be a moment. Bathroom pit stop. Okay, I found the picture for the one I was going to show you before. So this is Maria Bowthorpe, and I'm doing this with my lovely friend Alison for her big birthday. I won't say which one that she had. So it's Maria Bowthorpe, and this is where I am. And some of you might remember from one of my floss tubes a little while ago, I discovered all of this writing, all of this, can I just point out, all of this writing is in over one. It looks like it might be her name as well. I'm not sure. We'll see when we get there. So I have to confess, I did feel a little bit disheartened when I discovered it and put her down. But I have picked her up again recently. I just felt the need for a comfort stitch. And I find my red stitches are, yeah, like chicken soup of stitching for me. So this is done on this. I don't know. I would need to check it out. It's a 40 count though. I know it's a 40 count because when I realised it was 1 over 1, I'm like, oh. So I might need to ask my 1 over 1 queens. No, not one. Yeah, 1 over 1 queens. So the girls who did the Stacey Nash animal crackers on 46 count 1 over 1. So Sarah Stonehouse and I think it's Sally, the Humble Bumble Stitcher. I could be wrong. I probably shouldn't. It might not be. I don't know. It's definitely Sarah, and I know Sarah was getting advised from the other lady that went to cowslip workshops last year. So I might need to get in touch with them and say, I don't know. Did I not start it? I did. I've done a bit. Sherry. Look. Look at that crown. That's 1 over 1. On 40 count, a full cross. It's meant to be 3 crowns there before I ever get into the... And I did 1 and it took us about 5 hours. But I'm quite chuffed with it actually. It does look quite good. Because I was thinking, do I do it just 10 stitch because it's on 40 count or not? But I haven't. I've done it 1 over... I've done it full cross, 1 over 1. And I am doing it with, is it Gentle Arts Schoolhouse Red? I think it's Gentle Arts. And my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mother of pearl thread holder that I got off my lovely friend Sarah from Stitch in London. And yes, I stood on it and I broke. But I have got the piece and I am going to attempt to glue it back together. So I must have it written down what I'm doing it on. I must do. So Marie it both up of the over 1. Right, let's get trucking. Let's get trucking on this. This one I discovered by accident this morning because I was messing about, trying to tidy up a little bit, and I was messing about up here and my bags all fell down. And this was hanging behind it and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. And that is the whole point of the WIP Parade, because I got this. So this is Strawberry Cottage Sew and Roll by Stacey Nash. And this is, I think it was an exclusive that we got from Cowslip Workshops last year when I went to her workshop. And we got all the bits that you need. So the thread, all the fabric. And we got the linen. I'm probably going to restart it actually, just looking at it right now. So I made a start. That's not bad for a retreat for me. Bear in mind there was only probably 20 people there, so I didn't have too much time to talk. So I did make a start. Now this is done on 32 count. So we got a fat quarter of 32 count. Let me have a look and see what the code for is. Needle bling linen in heirloom? Heirloom? I don't know. I don't know. Heirloom. Why is it when you get a word and say it several times, it doesn't sound the way it should be? But anyway, that's 32 count. I think what I'm going to do now is leave it out, because I'm going to end up with 3 or 4 piles. Active WIP, ones I'd like to get to, not touching at the moment, and UFO. So this particular bit will be UFO'd, but it will be UFO'd to restart on a 36 count. And we got the threads as well, all of the threads. And we did get a lovely needle holder as well. So we got this as well. And Stacey's husband makes these. So that is that, right. So that is going to go on a, so I've now got a new pile to restart. This one, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I'll show you the bag because it's lovely. Cross Stitch Jess, who is here on YouTube and also over on Instagram, makes these. So this is Cross Stitch Guild, and it is the Meadow Roll, and that is the only pictures I have of them. And it's meant to go on a spool, so it's a one of these, what do you call it, band, and that's as far as I got. So this was the one that was meant to be in my head. I was just going to sit on an evening, I say evening, I go to bed at like 8 o'clock, so about 7ish, and maybe when I'm watching the telly, just sit there, you know, like Kim the Contented Needlework, it just sits there, yeah, stitching. Didn't happen, because I just can't sew in hand. I cannot do it. I mean, I can, physically, I can do it, of course I can, but it doesn't lie the way I want it to. I just don't I don't like the tension at all, and I have tried repeatedly in different times, different mediums, different types of thread, and it's just not for me. So I need a very small hoop to do it again. And if I remember right, there was a few stitches here and a few stitches there. I don't know what you would call it, because it's not strictly confetti, but yeah. So I put it away, and it's a shame, because can you see there, that is the spool there that it's meant to go on when it's done. So I've got the spool and everything. It came as a complete kit. Don't ask me what the fabric is, it'll be in here somewhere, but it came as a kit. It looks like maybe a 32 count. I think it's 32. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But it's called the Meadow Roll, and it's by the Cross Stitch Guild, which is Jane Greenhoff. And I met her at Harrogate, not last year, the year before. And what a lovely lady she is, mind. Really nice lady. She reminds me a bit of Linda. If you ever lose your stitchy bug, go and have a chat with Linda, because people like that, excuse me, they're so passionate about what they do. Your voice is going. That doesn't bode well. Excuse me. They're so passionate about it. You can't fail to be re-inspired. I need to. You see, I've already forgotten to put Stacey's in. Strawberry Cottage and Meadow Roll. That'll go in a to be done, but not yet. Strawberry Cottage is going in its own brand new pile, because why not? I got this one given as well last year by Clay of Love Poppet, and it was a mystery cell, and I didn't get very far. I'm ashamed to say I didn't get very far at all. I haven't even got the full pattern to show you. And that was as far as I got in terms of printing the pattern out. And this was a big fat fail. That's as far as I got. And I think it was because me 2-thread malarkey. Now Sally Flossie Sews and Grows does everything with 1 thread on 32 count as well. So does Stacey, mind, because that was this 32 count is done 1/2. And I was sitting next to a lady, oh gosh, what was her name? Sue. And we both said the same, 1 thread on 32. Okay, give it a go. And we both sort of went, actually that works quite well. And it did. I was genuinely quite amazed. So if I'd been, I don't know, if I'd been feeling a little bit braver or remembered what happened with Stacey, then I might have just done 1 thread over 2. So this needs to be a restart. And it's lovely. The full pattern, when it's all done, is beautiful. It's got like a house, and then it's got like flowers and things around. I think there's a butterfly on it. It's a really lovely pattern. Where did I get this? I'm being very haphazard. So this is a 32 count even weave as well. And I've discovered I'm not a fan of even weave. Don't know why. I'm just not a fan. Oh, I got this bag. Well, I'd like to say Rachel, the talking dog, gave it to me. But I kind of half-inched it as well. Because I was going, oh, that bag's really lovely. Do you want it? I went, yeah, okay, if you're sure. Ran away very quickly. So that's going to go on a to be restarted at some point pile. Right, what have I got here? Oh, I thought it was something, but it's not. It's something else. This is a Tisket, a Tasket by, is it Rosewood Manor? Yeah. I hope you can't hear the dog next door. She's a bit of a pest. She's a bit of a pest for barking. I suspect it's probably because she doesn't get walks and things. But I'm trying not to judge. Because she's a lovely dog. She's just very, very, very noisy. And this is as far as I got. So this is on Fox and Rabbit, 40 count Mayflower. This was one of the very first ones I started on 40 count, I think. And I think that was what happened. I think I frightened myself because that's a big pattern. So to pick that for me first on 40 count, I was probably reaching higher than I should have been. And I do love it. I suspect it's a pattern that would work well digitally, actually, because sometimes these patterns, when you see it in the entirety, they can be overwhelming, or I find they can. So I think that one of the things with digital patterns is that you can zoom into your tiny little bit that you're working on, and it looks fine because you've only got what, maybe 10 or 20 stitches that you're looking at. So this is being done with, I need a ring, all the called for, and I'm a blue girl. I am all about the blues, and look at those. Oh. I might have a look at that soon. I'm going to leave that in a active to look at soon pile. Right, what I've got here. Oh, I remember this. This is another cross-stitch dress bag with its diagonal. What's it called? Wonky zip? Offset? I don't really know. This is, now it was one night. I think I was in a bit of a tiz with myself about something, and I just needed something easy, something mindless. I think I was sore and I was having a lie on my bed, and I think I was just a bit rattled. So I started this Rosewood Hearts by Calico Confectionery. I didn't get very far because I just needed something, and it did what it needed to do. And I've talked about this before, so I literally did just the 2 lines, and that was all I needed. I needed just, I mean, I talk about tidy house, tidy mind, but also sometimes I need some plain stitching to get, I need some order in my life. So I'll gravitate to either fill-in stitching or just like a plain straight line stitching where I can sort my stuff out in my head, if you like. So this is done on 20 count. It's a Megan Coffee Craft, I'm sure, I think. 90%. And I'm doing it with, am I doing it with the code for? No, I'm not. I'm being brave. So the called for are DMC, but I have recharted them. Haven't recharted them at all. I've substituted them because it was just basically 2 colours, a dark and a light. So I've substituted them with colours that would match the fabric. I was obviously feeling brave that night. This dog, I swear to God. I hope you can't hear her. She's extremely annoying, and it's a shame because it's not her fault. That will go in a to be looked at soon pile. Now this one is another friend of mine. Another Sarah. There's so many Sarahs in the stitchy world, isn't there? I must gravitate to Sarahs, I think. So this is by the wonderful Michelle. Be Not a Dunce by Mama Loves You GB. And this was I don't even remember why we did it. I can't remember. Sarah, why did we do this? I don't know. But we did it on 56 count. Now, Sarah finished hers. I, as you can see, have not. So I'm doing it with a silk from Paintbox Threads, is it? Yes, Paintbox Threads. The colour it says is VSNO2/1023. And it looks lovely. It looks really lovely. And it's been done on 56 count. 56 count. I know. This is definitely going to go back in my active WIP pile. Oh, shoot. Now, you forgot to tell us, man. Now, what have I missed here? Tisket a tasket. Tisket. I'll just put tisket in because I don't want you waiting forever for us. And Be Not a Dunce. That's going to go back in my active pile. I need to do that. I need to get it done. It's not that I need to. I want to. I want to get it done. So, Be Not a Dunce. Right, and I think I've done the rest. Now, this I think is going to be a UFO, which makes me sad. Another one of the fabulous cross-stitch Jess bags. And it's going to be a UFO. Sorry, this particular part, it's going to be like Stacey's. It's going to be to restart. I was talking on my last Lost Tube about I'm quite good at UFO and restart and stuff. And I am. Because I think, oh, I've spent like however many hours doing it. But then I think, yeah, but I'm going to have to spend X number of hours finishing it, which I'm not going to enjoy. So put it away and then, yeah, just start again. Hang on. I need reinforcements here. Ugh, Dutch courage. So this was my 50th birthday stitch. Button fork embroidery. Forget Me Not. And this was going to be a legacy stitch for my daughter. She can do what she wants with the rest of me stitching. But I would like to leave a piece. And I like this. I like the... I'm a Quaker girl. You know, if you watch me regularly, I am a Quaker girl. Quaker in a red stitch, that's me. Happy as a pig in poo. So, this is where I've started. Now, why did I start on weeks? So I'm doing it with Brunette by Roxy Flossco. And I wonder if it calls for... I don't know whether it called for mocha. Sorry, I'm saying weeks. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Jacob. Now, how technical details. So it's 379 high and 303 wide. So she's a big girl. She is a very big girl. Oh, because I was thinking, I seem to be using too much thread. And now that I'm reading the instructions, it says you'll need 9 skeins if you're working it with 1 thread over 2. Okay, so that'll be why I'm going through much more thread than I thought I would. I don't think he said. Oh yeah, so he said a nice over-dyed linen such as Weeks Dye Works could give this piece a lot of character. Their mocha would look wonderful for this design. So I've done what Jacob told us to do. Now he does spend a long time sort of saying, pick what you want. And then he says, but mocha might be nice. So I've gone, right, no, I need to do what Jacob's telling us to do. But I don't like it. I just don't like it. It is going to be massive on 32 count. So no, it's just not going to work for me. So this particular, now I was thinking of doing, and I've just UFO'd something recently, but I was thinking, can I make that into its own piece? So like, can I pick some symbols from this to make it into sort of a square piece or something? So at least I've got something to show for this, because I quite like it. I don't like how big it's going to be. And these colours aren't me. They're just not me. And considering it's a legacy piece, yeah, I need to switch to something in the blue family. Blue, silvery. I need to do that. So my 50th birthday stitch will be getting either repurposed into a small stitch that I can do something with, and then I'll see what I want to do with the fabric, because it's a hefty chunk of fabric I've got as well. So yeah, so that is going to get in. That is going to go in the to be restarted again pile. I think this is why I've got a lot of WIPs, because I've got disillusioned with them for one reason or another. But at the time, I'm too focused in on it to want to just cut it loose and say, right, I'm done. So it sits on the timeout step, I suppose, for a little while. It says, just sit there for a moment and I'll think about what I'm going to do with you. And when I've decided, I'll come back and let you know. So yeah, that's definitely going to get restarted. I am going to kill that dog. I'm going to... I haven't killed her. She has gone a little bit quieter. But I've just... Breathe, Sherry, breathe. It's a Red Bull, man. This gives you energy, gives you wings, sorry. But it also leads to murderous thoughts. Okay, next one. This is my oldest WIP, and this is about maybe 10-year-old. I'm not sure. Have I got a picture of it? Nelly, man, shush. Oh, I haven't got a picture of it, but you don't really need one. And it's all done bar the back stitch and the highlighter mark. Yep. You can see why I got disillusioned with this one. This is a Bothy Threads one. Sorry, I just had a little moment there where I was looking at her thinking, because I showed this last September-ish, and I was saying for some reason I've used quite a light charcoaly black there, but I've got a really harsh black here. But some of the ladies said you could leave it because obviously cats are different ways. So you could probably leave, because I was thinking, no, I'm going to have to pull out one or the other. But actually it might work, 'cause that's what I was looking at, thinking, do I need to redo it? And actually, I wouldn't even need to pull it out. I could probably just do a few little dark black. Can you have a dark black and a light black? Is that a thing? I don't know. So black or a grey, I suppose. I could go in with a black and just do some sort of random bits. I might leave this out, you know. And I wouldn't care. I got this off my mum, and for a long time she kept saying, "Have you finished your cat one that I got you?" So I think I need to finish it. I do, actually. That's exactly what I need to do. I need to finish it because it was a gift. And I did love stitching it. And obviously I'm all about the cats. Do people ever deliberately fall into cat life? I'm going to put that in my active WIP pile. Do people accidentally fall into cat life? I did. I think I was about 19 and 20. And I was working somewhere, and this lass was saying her cat had kittens and she was needing to get rid of them. And I don't know why, I just thought, well, because I mean, my family's never had cats. I couldn't see the point of cats. They just kind of, well, what was the point? You didn't take them on walks or do anything with them, so you're just going to spend money on animals for no particular reason. That was kind of what I thought cats were. So anyway, I got this little kitten called Sammy. And that was 30 years ago. And since then I've had loads of cats through my hands. Quite literally. So yeah, I think I accidentally fell into cat world. Maybe God knew. Now, I have looked for the pattern for this and I can't find it to show you, but it is, so I've got the pattern here, but it's in black and white. So it's Blueberry Ridge in nature, and this is my sober stitch. So I started this on my sober birthday in September, and then I didn't get very far. So yeah, that's it. That's as far as I am, and I'm doing it on 20 count. Now I think this is it tie? T-A-I? T-Y-E? I think it's picture this plus tie. I could be wrong. I haven't put a little marker on to say what it is. I'm sure that's what it is. T-Y-E. Yeah. And I'm doing it with, what am I doing it with? I'm doing it with DMC. However, for the butterflies, is it a butterfly or a dragonfly? It's a dragon. Is that a dragonfly? I think it's a dragonfly. I decided I wanted to use a variegated for the butterfly. So I'm using Violet, Mixed Dye Works Violet, but the rest I'm doing with DMC. This needs to go back into my need to work on soon pile. I seem to be making up. There was me saying I had, what, 3 piles at the beginning? I think I'm up to about 9 now. I've got the... I think each stitch has got its own pile. It's no wonder I never get anywhere. Oh, come on. I'm trying not to take too long, but equally I need to stay fairly manageable for me. Right, what have I forgotten to do yet? So in nature, and what was the other? Oh, me cats. All right, where are we going to go now? To my favourite hound. So this is by the Proper Stitcher, Annie. There is room at the table for everyone. And I said this at the time, and I'll say it again. This was a table gift from Rachel at Stitch in London, and I just think this is a perfect table gift. I really do. So I got that, and she gave us some thread as well, which I decided not to use. Can't remember what thread she gave us. She definitely gave us a thread, and I definitely haven't used it. And I also haven't got a card on what this fabric is either. So there's the start. Look at that, man. So I am using, these are my Sarah floss drops that I got at Stitch in London from Sarah, and I am using I must have written it down surely. Oh, what a wazzock. I haven't written it down. Why haven't I written it down? Oh dear. Well, I'm doing it on this. With this, sorry. I wonder if is it Antique Bride or something like that? I might need to watch back. This is what happens, you know. I end up having to watch back my old floss tubes to figure out what I've actually decided to start things on, or what I'm doing it on. I think this is a Swan Bay fabric, and I think it's a thread that I bought there as well, because I made it all the same. I made it all about Stitch in London basically. So I think this is a Swan Bay fabric. So that is where I am on that. I'm so sorry. I need to find the thread colour, because that is really cool. I'm sure it's Antique Bride or something along those lines. Rach, if you're watching this, will you tell us what I'm doing? It's funny, you know. I'll put things on me floss tube and say, oh yeah, I'm doing it on this and I'm doing it on that, and I'll get a text off Rachel. No, Sherry, you're doing it on this with this thread. All right, thanks. She's the adult in the group, Rachel. She is. She's the grown up. She knows what's going on with everybody else. Right. Another sampler. Sophia Church by Lottie Doll. I want to get back to this as well. This is another parchment. It is that way. So I have done most of the border. I've got a few bits missing. So it's like the see the buds on the tips I haven't done along this bit. I love this. So this is 36 count parchment, 1/2. And I'm doing it with, I think, DMC. I'm doing it with all the DMC. I love this. This is going in a need to get to soon pile. Have I got one of those piles? I think I have, haven't I? I think I've already got one of those piles. Yes. So let me write her down. Sophia Church. This is the one that I thought the other one was, but it's not. This is I'm going to find a picture because we need the picture. So I found a picture because I bought it off Etsy. So that is it. It's called Hannah at Water, and it is by Michelle, Mama Loves You GB. And this, I started this for Sampler September. So this is on Vintage Country Mocha, 40 count, and it is 1/2 with Roxy Flossco did a conversion, so I'm doing it with their conversion. And this, you can't see it properly, but this is a teal starting here. It's just gorgeous. I think it must be that one. I think it might be that one. Blue in the face. No, it can't be. Don't know what it is. But it's lovely, is what it is. So that will go in a to be done at some point pile. Have I got one of those piles already? Yeah, I think I have. What's this? Oh, it's the conversion. A little conversion there. So it's done in DMC, and there's a Roxy Flossco conversion, and it tells you the number of schemes you'll need dependent on. Oh, it doesn't tell you. It doesn't say what count. I've obviously worked it out at some point, right? That's to be done soon-ish. What's next? Now this will go back into my current whips pile, and of course it is Patchwork Calendar. If you've watched me at any point over the last year, you will have seen this come up and up and up. And I am nearly at the end. Let's have a look. I haven't seen this for 2 months maybe. I put it away during Christmas, so. Oh my God. I thought I had 2 full ones left to do. I don't. I just have 1.5. Wow. I'll bring it in. Well, holy cow, that will be done quicker than I thought. I've loved this. I have loved every stitch of this. So this will go back into my current WIP pile. Can you see the little smile on my face? Yes. Yes. And I used to always stitch on this for an hour before work every morning. This was my pre-work stitch. And it just made me happy. And I'm doing it with all of the Owl Forest threads. They're all looking a bit tattered now. And this was the cheaper version. So just mainly, I suppose, for anybody who's not a regular of mine. Owl Forest do 2 types of threads. They do their own cheaper version, if you like, and they also do DMC that are over dyed. These are the original sort of cheapy ones. Oh, that's in my current WIP pile, right to the top. Oh gosh, I keep falling out of this chair. I'm sure it's because my bum's too fat. It literally just tips us out. Did you like the sound effect there? Yes, well, we're getting to that time. Yes, so I've done it with the cheaper versions, and I'm over it now. Anything I've ordered recently from Owl Forest, I've ordered the DMC for. So if I'm in a position to be able to afford the DMC, then I think in future I'll always get the DMC ones. However, having said that, that's quite a big project to be doing, and it's taken me what? I mean, to be fair, it's just been steady as you go kind of project. So it's taken me a year and a couple of months maybe. So I've been handling the threads quite a lot. And I'm over them now. Right, what have we got here? Oh, no. This is the one I've forgotten I started. Oh! And there's a nice hoop in there as well. What size is this? Looks like is it a 5-inch? Oh, I know me inches, ladies. I know me inches. It's a 5-inch. There we go. So I have started this by October House Fibre Arts. Always say that the wrong way around, always. And I started this with a mind to do it for a, what do you call it? Smalls exchange. So I am doing it on, can't remember, don't know what it's called. It's like a grey motley. And I think it's a 32 count. I'm pretty sure it's 32 count. And I'm doing it 2 over 2. Yes, 2 threads over 2. And have just started it. And I suspect I've obviously started and then not bothered. And for some reason I've got another fabric in here. Weeks Dye Works Grey. So I got base. Got nothing on it, and I haven't got another pattern in here. I wonder what was happening in my head that day. Who knows? Who knows? So that is for a friend that what am I going to do with that? I don't think I want to stitch in it right now. So it's going to go in my that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it a to be continued pile. This one was a seriously big fat fail. I mean, it's not. It just in terms of a start. God, I have literally done a few stitches in it. So this is Owl Forest again, Bayon Cat. Do you know, I'm looking at it and think, no, I quite like that. Yeah, that's obviously why I've bought it and I've started it. Now this was the fabric I was looking for as well. Yes, it is. So this is Capricorn by Sparklies. Want to see me huge start? That is that. That's as far as I got. Now I started this on a stitchy weekend with girls. So I started it with my friend Shelley. And the reason I have dumped it is I'm doing it with all the called for Owl Forest. And I suspect these ones are the cheapy ones as well, because I bought this quite a while ago. And the variegation in the owl forest of fab. But I've lost the blue. There is, can you see there is not a blue to be had in there. So I've lost the blue. So what I'm probably going to need to do is go through my other owl forests and see if I've got blue in one of them. If not, frog that and just pick another blue, similar. But I'm not going to do, that's definitely a to be continued pile. We'll think about that one in a while. Yeah, that's gone in my to be continued after my to be continued #2. This is another one. Oh, now I started this 3 times and I was so over it. So this is Ink Circles, Thistle Crown. Of course, being Scottish, I'm all about the thistles. And I started this is the 3rd start I made. I'm doing it on Winter Moon with, yeah, 1/2. 36 count Winter Moon, 1/2. I started it on 2 different fabrics and then eventually this is the fabric I need to do it on. But by then I was just kind of sick, but I needed to find the right fabric. This was one of me 24 and 24 as well. So I'm saying they were a fill, but a lot of people just do starts. They just do 24 starts in 2024. And I'm doing it with the Called For Glorianas. Aren't they gorgeous? That's going to go in a to be continued #2 pile. So to be continued in a while. Because I'm just not going to... Oh, I've got another one in here as well. I have got another one. This is a Ink Circles as well, which is why it's in the same. This is Wildflowers. Now I thought it was a sagey green. When I was looking at it online, I thought it was like a sagey green and a purple. So thistle colours. So this was the one I bought first. And I've started it on 22 count hard hanger. And it's pretty pathetic start. I've got all the Called For over dyes. And I started it and stopped it quite as quickly because it wasn't the colours that I thought it was going to be. And a lot of people said just substitute the colours, but when I found Thistle Crown, I thought, well, that was what I wanted. I wanted the thistle colours. So I will do this at some point because I do like those colours. Now that I'm coming back to it with a... Because I looked at it with a, oh, that's not right, frame of mind. But now that I've got the one that I needed, that this comes, might sound really silly, but this comes as a pattern in its own right now, and I quite like these colours. Yes. It'll go in a to be continued at some point pile. However, yeah, I think I've decided I might like that, actually. Thanks for that. And I mean, that's the whole point of doing the WIP Parade, isn't it? I have forgotten to keep up with my... So I've got Thistle Crown. I've just made a typing mistake and put Thistle Crown. Wildflowers. Okey-doke. So this is where... So that's in that pile. Okay, I've had to put a cable tie because I'm discovering needles that are being left on me desk. So I wonder how many needles I'll end up with. And when I eventually pick them up, I'll be like, where's the bloody needle? There's no needle in it. That is going to go in a to be continued. So we've got a to be continued soon pile and a to be continued at some point pile. That's all we've got. This is going to be a to be continued at some point pile. Turned Irish. So, this is June Quaker. I didn't do this last year because I lost it, and it turned out it was the underneath the very head of my bed. So at the point, I've obviously been stitching it sitting up in bed, and it's fallen down like the back. So I'd lost it. So this is where I was on it. Look at him, man. Look at that little cat. I'm sorry, like, but it's a weird little cat, isn't it? I was just looking, thinking, I wonder if it's me that's done it wrong, but no. I can see the pattern here and it's right. So this is From the Heart, Needle Art by Wendy, and June. To be continued at some point this year. And I'm doing it, it's on 22 count hard hanger with the DMC conversion. I need to start and get through this. Right, come on then. June Quaker. I've decided this year not to use a book of days. I'm going to do like a bullet journal. And a bullet journal is, if you're not familiar with them, it is kind of what it sounds like. It's basically a whole load of lists. And it's a way of just getting organised. So I'm going to do it in, it's not quite an A4, but it's a big Moleskine that I got. So I haven't done anything as yet. So I'm going to make basically my own lists, my own trackers that work for me. Okay, where are we now? Jardin Privé. Au fil de Nicois, bird boxes. Now I thought this was a winter stitch when I first looked at it, because he's got his little hat on and there's like snow on the tree and this, that and the other. But the more I was doing it, I realised it's not, it's a calendar stitch. So each bird box represents the month. So I'm doing this as a gift for somebody. When I first started it, I was like, I'll do this for Christmas for them. And then realised very quickly, I could have done it, but it would have meant everything else had to be sacrificed. And that wasn't going to happen. So this is as far as I am. And I am doing it on, is it Cypress? Yeah, Fibre on a Whim, 36 count Cypress, 1/2. So I'm kind of just finishing February and getting into March, basically. And this was another one that I had to restart because I just didn't like, and I thought it was, like I say, I thought it was a winter stitch. And I had picked like a very pale blue, like a nice kind of blue. And when I realised there was all the snow, I just thought the white's just not gonna, if I'd actually took the time to look at it properly, I probably would have gotten away with it, because it's only that first one where it's got like snow hanging off things. And snow at the bottom here. And then we start getting into March where it starts getting flowers and things like that. So I'm doing it with all the called for DMC. I like this. It always makes me laugh when I say that. It's like, yeah, Sherry, that might be why you bought it and are stitching it, because you like it. I don't think you need to tell the people that you like it, because you're telling them you like it by doing it. Honestly, what a plum. Prize plum. Why have I got it? Oh, I must have run out of floss away bags. Do you know what it is? I bought some floss away bags, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, knowing that I'd run out for something, but I couldn't remember what. So they've been sitting. So I'll leave that out as it does need to go into my, not active this minute pile, but active very soon pile. And I need to leave it out to put the floss away bags in. So I'm just going to put calendar bird boxes. So I think I was halfway through what I was saying before. And I was saying I'm going to put like trackers and things in my junk journal. So I needed a list of things that I can just look and say, right, I've got this, 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 this and this. And I'm going to put like when I've started it, you know, when I've finished it. So that's why I'm keeping a track as we go. I'm disappointed with this one. I thought I loved them. And then I started stitching it and I don't know where or why my love waned, but it did. So the blue flower, and these again were my 24 and 24. And I started this and I just don't love it. I got this far. And I'm doing it on platinum, I think. I'm sure this is platinum. That's why I got 32 count. That might be why I don't love it, because it's 32 count. I can stitch on 32 count, but I'm just finding more and more that I just don't enjoy it. And I don't know why. I don't know why size matters. No. Because in this instance, I like the smaller ones. Most other instances, I like bigger ones. You know, like ice creams and things. I don't want a small one, I want a bigger thing. I bet you thought I was thinking about different things there as well. And I wasn't. I was being dead good. So I was meant to do spring, summer, autumn and winter, as you can see, because I was going to do them all on this one piece of fabric. As you can see, it is the only one on this fabric. Quite like it though, now that I'm looking at it again. Them strawberries are they not? I don't think they're strawberries, can it be? You won't have strawberries in the spring. Some sort of a flower, might be a tulip, spotty tulip. Looks like a lily of the valley, but that would be white. I've got so much rubbish. Look at this, the threads are just chucked in. So I need to have a look at that one as well. I'll leave that out. That might go, oh, it's going to go in my, it's not going to go in a UFO, because now that I've looked at it again, quite like it. It would be nice to get it finished. So that's going to go in my, to finish at some point, which can't remember what I was saying. This one from Sarah Fletcher by Hands Across the Sea. Yes. And I started this June 30th, I think, for my friend Patty's birthday. And I haven't looked at it for a little while because I put it away for Christmas. Looking good, isn't it? Again, I got to the over one and just don't love over one. Who does? Does anybody? I just don't. Purely because it takes so bloody long. But I do, I mean, I'm nearly finished now. Is that, am I in the bottom? Yeah, I'm on, no. There's one more small row to go of animals at the bottom. So I'm nearly at the bottom. Normally I would count these down so that I could count in off them, but I've found them very difficult. Don't know why, I found it really difficult counting them down. So I'm doing it as I go to make sure that I don't either under or overestimate the border. But this has been done on 36 count winter moon with the 100 threes, and they are lovely. They are lovely to stitch with. It is lovely. I do like a nice sampler. Right, let's haul me my backside into my chair again. There's some seriously dark clouds outside. It's gone bright, but the cloud is looming very large and very dark. Over there as well though is the sea. So that's going to go in my to do soon pile. Oh, now I've forgotten about this. Another Michelle, Mama Loves You GB. This is, I decided she was called Anne Burnhope, 1895. I'd laugh if she was. Obviously we don't know because Michelle has researched her, I don't doubt, and we can't find the name. So I'm doing this on antique white 40 count. And that's as far as I am. I didn't realise I'd done so much of the border actually. Oh, that's right, because I wanted to make sure that I had enough space, didn't I? Because it looked like I'd cut it and I was going to struggle. So that's why I've come so far down, because I just needed to check across and down that I had enough. I'm doing it with, is this Schoolhouse Red? Yeah, Gentle Art Schoolhouse Red. This will be pulled back out at some point soonish. So this is going to go in my to be continued soon pile. Yes. I've got two piles. To be continued at some point and to be continued soon, and active WIP pile, and this is my Bella Filipina, Gaia, the Earth Goddess. And this is as far as I am with her. I mean, she's starting to take shape. What I mean, like you can see sort of where her body is now, and that's a bodice feeding up to her hair and face. And if you haven't been around, I have made a mistake. There's her face, there's her hair, near the twain shall meet. In other words, they should be in the same place. They should be touching, but they're not. And I can't figure out which one's wrong. So I'm just doing some more on a bodice, and I'll work up to make sure that. So I'm just leaving in at the moment because I don't know which one's right and which one's wrong. The chances are they'll both be wrong, but I didn't have the heart to, well, I just didn't. I didn't have to take it out. So this will always be in my active pile because she's a work on a when my eye catches on it kind of stitch. So as much as it's not an active, I'm going to be working on it every day or every week, I want her in my line of sight. Otherwise she'll get forgotten about. And I am doing it, sorry I should have said the fabric is, what's the fabric called? I thought I saw a bit of snow. I thought I saw a snowflake, but it's not. I don't think. No, I think it's a rain. Got it. What's it called? I've said it 1,000 times. Menopause brain. What was that little doodah there? Menopause brain or dementia brain? Could be. I don't know. I can find out though if you really want to know. I do know. I've just can't find the little label in my head that tells us. And I'm doing it with all the called for DMC. And that is the end of my anytime stitches. Nothing sort of seasonal. So I will do some shifting about and then we will come back with what's the next pile. I mean, in the year, autumn and Halloween comes next, doesn't it? So we'll do that next, and we'll see how far we get. Right, I have got my fan on because I am frozen. My actual body is warm because obviously I've got a jumper on, but my hands, I did debate going and getting a cup of tea, which would have been the sensible thing. But I put the fan on instead. So let's move to Halloween. Halloween. So this is my lovely bag that I got from, now I think she's called Lindsay. So Sweet Samuel. She's really kind of a, it is a Mill Hill. All the beads, I've just noticed there's a sweet little pumpkin in there as well. And now this wasn't last Halloween, it was the one before, and I don't know what happened, but I did that and that was as far as I got. Need to pick that back up at some point. Okay, so what's that called? What is it even called? Haunted Cottage. I should do another Haunted Cottage. What is next? I mean, to be fair, all of these are going to go, well, I'm saying all of them. Maybe not quite all. I'll say, no, I'm not making any promises. Barbara Anna Designs, Halloween. Didn't get very far on this either. This is on 28 count dapple. Is it fox and rabbit? Doesn't say. This is as far as I got. Oh, I got that needle minder from Denkai Designs, I think. I need to get this done. This needs to be done. This year, this needs to be done. Because it was started, not last Halloween, but at least the year before. And you know, I'm sitting with half my threads kitted up and wonder why I can't find any of my threads, and I need to go and buy more. So yes, that needs to be finished. I am going to put that. I'm going to have a to be continued soon-ish pile for Halloween. I hope you realise 2025 is giving me an extra. I'm going to get 72 hours for each day. Well, that's what I need anyway to do all this stitching. Nora Corbett, ever Nora. This I have seen in the flesh. It is stunning. On here it just looks like a silhouette. It's not. It's got beads and krynic and oh, I mean, it is just, it's got Karen water lilies in it. It's stunning in the real world. And this was meant to be my retreat stitch for 2024. Bearing in mind, I had done up to here. So this is the sum total of anything I've done at the retreats. And that's usually been in my room. I'm not a retreat stitcher. I'm a retreat socializer. Yes, socializer. But this fabric is from Sophie, Stitchy Ferret. Sure, it's got a name. No. I want to call it peach melba. I don't think it's fruit salad. Is it fruit salad? I think it's called. Who knows? But anyway, you can see I'm starting to do the Karen water lilies. This will go into my stitch around Halloween. So I'm going to have a to be continued soonish and a put away till Halloween pile, and then I'll reassess. So that's going in a put away till Halloween pile. Let's put this one down there as well. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to sort my fan out. Hang on. Right, if I'd turn it off. 5 minutes, and that's me. Okay, what have I got now? Oh yeah, Witchy Stitcher. Witchy Stitcher. I think it's just called Ouija. Ouija? It's Witchy Stitcher. You can see what it is. Don't ask me to use words because obviously I'm not capable. So this is the start. Very, very, very start. This needs to be looked at this Halloween. Because again, this is a 2-year-old WIP, which is a poor start. And it's on Vintage Country Mocha, 40 count, 1/1. So I said at the time I loved it so much I bought it twice because I didn't realise the one in colour was the same. But it was pointed out to me that the one in colour is not the same. it's got some different stuff on it. So I'm pleased I bought it now, because it's not the same. Right, that is going in a... quite like to get to it soon, but I've got too many other things to get to soon. Okie dokie. Oh gosh. Oh, got my fabric caught in the zip. Oh no. Sorted. So this is Tiny Modernist. Is it called? I was gonna say, is it called Nevermore, but it's not. It's called Edgar Allan Poetry. I think I fell in love with the title more than the actual pattern. Does that happen to people, or is that just me? Now, I started this at the very end of Halloween stitching, like maybe the 31st, which is why I've got very little done on it. So it is a very paltry start. But that's because I just wanted, I just wanted to stitch on it. When I look at it, I just want to stitch on it. So it's good to see it. Will it end up in a Stitch Me soon? Possibly. I mean, some of these I'll go away and think of them. Sorry, I'm just typing at the same time. Put Edgar Allan Pie instead of Edgar Allan Poe. I should have said, sorry. So this is a Megan Coffee Craft fabric, and it is 20 count, 1/1. Doesn't look that very bright though, that, does it? I might need to put a, what do you call it? Actually, because there's little stars on there that I couldn't even see. There and there. It looks all right in real life. It looks a lot whiter than it does on the screen. But I might need to... So yeah, what I was saying before I rudely interrupted myself was that following this, I have no doubts that I will... Some of them will stick in my head and it'll be like just niggling at the back. So I'll end up pulling some of them out of need to be continued piles into my active WIP piles, I don't doubt. And this was very poor. This was a poor start. This was, oh actually it's better than I thought, but this was one of my 24 and 24. So I did start it, and this is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. And this is the start, which is more than I thought, because I genuinely thought I'd done like about this much. I've actually done more than I thought, and it's all on the called for. It is murky, 36 count, and I'm doing it with all the called for over dyes. Now that is a Halloween palette, isn't it? It's got your purples, your oranges, your lime greens. That is definitely a Halloween, right there, right there. And what I did with this was one of the ones that because it's got quite a definite model to it, I had a look at the pattern and where I wanted things to be. So I wanted things to be in the darker part. So it's why I've started further over. So yeah, sometimes I can be quite... Oh! I was thinking, why have I got December Quaker in there? It's because I've been... What's the word? What's the word? Not wasteful. I've tried to use my paper, and that's right. I printed it all out double-sided when I was way back when I was showing you me 24 and 24. So rather than just one-sided, I had put. So that's why. What's the word? No, like recycling, sustainable. Because I didn't want to waste paper, basically. Tight, is that the word? That's on a definite Halloween stitch, that is. I love this. And my little friend the dog knew I was going to get this as soon as she saw it. So, Primitive Hair Mushroom Witch. And this is the one she keeps telling me what I'm doing it on and what I'm not. Because I kept saying it was on one thing and apparently it's on the other. So I am doing it. It's 40 count, I think. Looks like a 40 count. Tin roof. I think. Because I kept getting Weeks Grey and Tin Roof mixed up, and remember I've got the Weeks Grey here. You can't see very much, but there is a definite difference. If I hold it back, no, you maybe see there the Tin Roof's a lot darker. I think, sorry, the grey is darker. I think this is Tin Roof. Rachel, I'm sorry. Promise to do better. This is why I'm getting a bullet journal tracker, so that I can have something somewhere that has all of the information in. So when I do my floss tubes, I can be one of the organised peoples and says, right, started it here on that, I finished it here, you know, that sort of thing. Right, where am I? Halloween Quaker. Halloween Quaker. And what's the one we've just looked at? Mushroom Witch. It is. There is white stuff coming down outside. I mean, it makes no difference because it's not going to lie because it's too wet anyway. It's sleet, but it's definitely trying to snow. I love snow. I love snow, but I live half a mile from the beach. That's definitely snow because it's blowing around. Not a lot of it, mind. This is the most pathetic thing that I need to either do or UFO. Because especially I've got threads tied up in here. It's only two like, but and it is the littlest thing you've ever seen. Tis Halloween. This is the pattern. Tis Halloween. And this is as far as I am. This is 2-year-old. Sort it out, Sherry. Do it or bin it. I'm going to put that in to be finished soon. Halloween pile. Right, it's in the right, tis Halloween. It's in the to be finished soon pile. That's definitely snow. It's not going to lie because it's so flipping wet outside. This also needs to be done. I started this for my friend Shelley's birthday in June, beginning of June, which is Xenia, I think. I've checked the pattern out so it's not sitting in there. Sure, it's Xenia. Yeah, one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. Really is snowing now. And I'm doing this on bubblegum by Sparklies. And it's quite a pathetic start, really. I think it's a 36 count. I'm doing it 1/2 with all of the called for DMCs. I think that one of the things I'm getting from this WIP Parade is how many threads I've got tied up in places. And it means that when I'm going to kit things up, I'm having to buy more threads. Like the DMCs. Well, to be fair, probably even the overdyes as well. So it's costing me money. It's costing me more money on top of the money that I've spent on the ones that I haven't even stitched. Does that make sense? And I wouldn't care. So it was Shelley and Rich started it was a mirror. No, it wasn't. It was a Bella Filipina. Oh gosh, not Raven. It was a bright pink one. I'm starting to get loads of them little dust things again. I can see it in my head. Anyway, Shelley's finished hers. So the least I can do is sort out me stuff with getting a little pixie done, and she's done a whole full Bella Filipina. Oh, I thought this was autumn that I had in it. It isn't. This is. There is magic in the air. Magic in the night when pumpkins glow with candlelight. Brenda Gervais. Didn't realise how almost finished with this I was. Look at that. Why is that not finished? Why is that not finished? I can only assume I've just been needing to get on. I'm just having a look, see how much is left. There's like that much left. That's ridiculous. Need to finish it. That's going to go in a... There are all the threads, all called for. That's going to go in the active WIP pile. I'm even going to go that far. I am going to put it in the active WIP pile. So this has been done on 40 count platinum. So if you're a floss tube follower of mine, you will see this again very soon, I hope. Because that won't take long to finish. Active WIP. I'm putting a Halloween in the active WIP pile. And this is another Jardin Privé. Oh, hang on a second. I've forgotten me. Jardin Privé, Lady Halloween. And I am doing that one. There's a lot to do. considering. And this is another, I think this is 2-year-old. Oh God. This is not good. So this is 30 count, 36 count parchment. Again, my go-to. But I did start this about 2 years ago. This needs to become an active WIP this Halloween season. I'm not going to do it now. But I am going to put it in my to be stitched at Halloween pile. Is that another new pile I've got now? No, I did have a... It's gone in the nearly active WIP pile. Right, let's have some more of this. Let me sit down. Right. Ah, yes. I remember this. Oh, you remember this? Where we ride, Blackbird, and we started this with Rachel Talking Dog, Flossie Sews and Grows Sally, and Lauren Flossabilities. 1st of September, I think. I think. And this is as far as I am. And I'm pretty sure that that is also a needle minder from Denkai Designs, I think. And I've got a feeling this is the one that I always got wrong off Rachel for saying the wrong one. I think this is grey. Yeah, that looks like grey to me. I think. I'm probably going to get it wrong. 40 count maybe, or 36 count. It's definitely not a 32, it's a 36 or a 40 count. And I'm doing it with all of the cold for. This was one of the ones where none of us had flipping garden gate, wasn't it? It was garden gate because we all had to beg, steal and borrow, and I was very kindly sent some from my ladies in the US. So that will get picked up next Halloween. I'm not in any mad rush. I first saw that on Sarah's Stitchy Spot, I think. She framed it not so long ago either. She framed it, laced it herself, I think. No, she definitely framed it herself. I don't know if she laced it. Speaking of lacing, I don't know if you heard that. Funny noise. Speaking of lacing, I've never laced anything. But who was I watching the other day? Oh, it was Carol Saltbox, and she was saying Laurie Holt has a really good lacing tutorial, so I am going to go and check that out. So this one, Mill Hill Splat Witch. Which makes me laugh. I got a long way on Splat Witch. She's canny though. I do need to do her. I'm looking forward to getting back to her actually. I think it's the name more than anything. Well, it is the name. This is another must stitch, name stitch. Way back when, in the very beginning of my floss tube journey, I thought one of my primitive hairs had a splattered frog on it and it didn't. Can't remember. Oh, it was a scarecrow, wasn't it? Okay, this is the one I got from Stitch in London, Gothic Bat. And I started with the dog and the turtle. Me, the dog and the turtle. Sounds like, I was going to say, sounds like at the beginning of a great joke. That's probably the reality of it as well. But me, the dog and the turtle together, and it all gets messy. Right, so what am I doing it on? So yeah, me, Rach, talking dog, and Sophie, who's, I was going to say talking turtles. What is she? Turtle Bay. Who owns Turtle Bay Fabrics and Turtle Bay Bags. And we all started it together at Stitch in London. So this was a fabric, it's a 28 count, which has never been known apart from that very first Halloween. But it was the colour was right that I was looking for. And I'm doing it with, let me get a little ring for these as well, Fisherman's Wharf of Gentle Arts. So I got these all at Stitch in London, got the threads off Rachel, I got the fabric off Megan Coffee Craft. We bought the pattern and the bag, I think the other two got the bags as well, off, how are you man? Yaz, it's got written on there man. Yasmin Smith with love. Yeah. Thicket. Sherry is the thicket. The thicket in the garden. Right. That is that one. Looking forward to getting back to that. I've forgotten about that. That's a Halloween one though. Now this was my Halloween stitch along from, holy cow, I didn't know how nearly finished this I was. Got this from Historical Sampler. Look at that, I'm nearly finished. Now in this box is meant to be a cat. Some of you might remember, I remember putting, because this was the needle minder that came with it, I put this in the box and said, that looks really canny. I might actually leave that. And what I might do though, because the cats obviously can't be not stitched, I might do the cats separately, as you know, just like a small pillow or something. So I just need to finish the border. There's a few of these doofers that need to go sort of down here. Oh, the white ones are in. I just need to put the orange and finish that. I have nearly bloody finished that. That's a disgrace. That's like, what was the other one I've just looked at? Oh, pumpkins, when pumpkins glow. I'm going to put this in a to be stitched soon pile. I'm not going to put it in my active whips. Oh no, I've still got, there's some bits in the middle there as well that I haven't quite finished. These bits. Oh, and she hasn't got her broom. You see, this is how I miss bits. I dip around all over the place and that's how I end up missing bits. Unfortunately, I've got you guys there to go, Sherry, you've missed that bit. Sherry, you're not finished at all. Sherry, stop lying. So that is my Halloween, and my very lastest and one of my bestest girls in the world is of course our Lauren Flossabilities. And any American ladies that are watching, Garon Stitchery is it's supplying. Is it? Yeah, they're a supplier. Is that what they're called? They're doing our patterns. They're a physical pattern. So if you want a physical pattern over in the US, I don't know whether they ship to Canada or not. I know they don't ship to the UK because I've checked, because they usually show loads of patterns and I end up very poor after watching them. Hang on, I need... Sorry about that. Really need to cough. That's pathetic. That is utterly and totally pathetic. I thought I'd had a reasonable start on this. Lauren. I didn't. Must do better. Must do better. I maybe shouldn't have shown that one now. So a comment from somebody who said, I wish people wouldn't show WIPs with less than 100 stitches on floss tube. It is what it is. So that is the rest of my Halloween ones. Winter and Christmas, here we come. So I've decided to change and upload this in 2 parts, mainly because, I mean, I knew it was going to be long, but I didn't really quite envisage it being quite this long. So it really will probably take me a week to upload it. So massive thank you for watching this far. Be really grateful if you want to watch part 2. That would be really cool. If not, thanks for stopping by, and I really appreciated your company. Bye for now.